Up till now you saw that we have attributes which are categorical, like attribute 1 have 3 categories. You saw attribute 3 have 2 categories. It's just counting principle, that you count how many cases lie from each subcategory of each attribute and the output, and you count how many are in class. The major issue, which is the computational complexity of the C4.5, is that it can use or it can classify numerical data as well. For example, if it tries to do the binary split, like for example, how many class 1 are less than 70, how many class 1 are more than 70, then second value maybe 75, how many observations are less than 75, how many observations more than 75, sorry I skipped 65, so maybe how many observations less than 65 or more than 6501, and so on. You see there are a lot of many, maybe if I remember, if I'm not wrong, there are 8 different or 9 different values. So when we apply C4.5 algorithm on a numerical feature, on a numerical attribute, we have to check each value, and for each value we split the data into 0 and 1. This is called optimal test. So optimal test means you say less than 70, more than 70, suppose 0 1, less than 75, more than 75, again 0 1. 0 1 means you are converting the numerical data into categorical data, 0 and 1 binary data. Then you keep doing it up to 95, because the largest observation is 95. You say less than 95, more than 95. So, and then out of these 8 or 9 different comparative comparisons, then we see which split has the highest gain value, because higher the gain, higher the chances of that variable to be the parent node. I run this model, and suppose based on the results we can say if it is less than 80 it is 0, if it is more than 80 it is 1. So less than 80, like 70 is 0, 90 is 1, 85 is 1, 95 is 1. So how many zeros are here? So 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 zeros, and 1 2 9 zeros, and 10 11 5 1. Then we have to count how many zeros belongs to class 1, how many zeros belongs to class 2, then again how many 1 belongs to class 1, how many 1 belongs to class 2. So that means it's a quite time taking process when it is numerical data, and we want to split the numerical data to make categories. Look, this model is still limiting the data, because it is just doing a split into 2 pieces, either 0 or 1. But there the chi-square based approach, CHAID algorithm, that has a capacity that it makes 3 and 4 and 5 classes as well. As per requirement, there are different approaches to split the data, either into binary like we have done in C4.5. In the CHAID algorithm, the model applies the numerical feature, and it takes a bit longer time to decide how many classes to form. So this is the theory behind what I was explaining, like less than 70, more than Z is the threshold, values are less than 70, more than 70, less than 75, more than 75, and so on. So this is called, we have to apply optimal testing, and based on optimal testing we have to stop at certain value which is giving the best gain value. This is a theoretical concept for that, and the different values are 65, 70, 75, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 different values, and based on that we saw that Z is equal to 80 is the best answer, and when it is attribute 2 is less than equal to 80 or attribute 2 is more than equal to 80. We found 0. How many zeros? 9 out of 14 are zeros, and 5 out of 14 are 1. Out of 9 out of 14 zeros, we have 7 out of 9 which are class 1 and 2 out of 9 which are class 2, and 5 out of 14 ones, out of which 2 out of 5 from class 1, 3 out of 5 from class 2, and the gain value is only 0.103. That means attribute 1, which has the highest value, if you see slide number 26, on slide 26 you can see the value was 2.24. For attribute 3 the value was 0.048, but when we did the attribute 2, which was numeric values, it is 0.103. Therefore we decided that attribute 1 should be the splitting main variable. Attribute 1 had three values, three categories, sub values or subcategories like A, B, C. When we split, we had 5 samples which are under A, 4 values which are under B, and 5 values under C. It's a very small data set, just to explain you how the algorithm is running and how to implement on the paper. So, but in the real life you will not have such a small data set. You will have a large data set, and there might have some other complexities, like you will require data pre-processing steps and data selection using principal component analysis before applying decision tree. So remember, in data mining and data science, the most important step is data pre-processing. If your data is good pre-processed, and you have a good control on your data, you understand what you have done, applying different models is not a big issue. So that means these are next levels, and the first important level is data pre-processing that we have covered in lecture 2, 3 and 4. So attribute 1, you see when it is A, we have remaining two variables, attribute 2, attribute 3, and classes are 1 and 2. That means there is possible to split this data further into one more step. So this is step 1. Look at this. When it is B, attribute 1 is equal to B, all the values are belonging to a single class. And when it is attribute 3, again you have class 1, class 2. So basically for T2, the subset T2, there is no further splitting because it is already belonging to single class. Some of the algorithm in classification, they run when you have a minimum number of observations from each class. Suppose if you suppose that class 1 should have minimum two values and class 2 should have at least 2 values, then you can say this can further split and this can also further split. But we can do this is a user defined how many observations in each of sub tables, like table T1, table 2, table 3, T3, and how many observations from each class be there. So that means if it is minimum 2 or minimum 5 of each class. Basically, if you set the minimum number of observations of each class to a very low number, this is called model overfitting. So you cannot assume very small number when you are splitting the data for making a decision tree. So if you assume that I want to split a branch when there are at least 20 observations, that means none of this will qualify because none of them have 20 observations. But if I suppose that I want to split even if there are only 2 observations, that means I am trying to overfit the data, and it is not a feasible approach. So decision trees are very useful when they are controlled, otherwise they can create problems. Let me attend the call. Thank you.